In the news tonight, His Majesty King Abdullah receives a phone call from Iraq's president urging intensified Arab efforts to maintain the ceasefire between Iran and Israel and end the war on Gaza. Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safadi and Thailand's Foreign Minister discussed de-escalating regional tensions, expanding bilateral cooperation and advancing Gaza peace efforts. Prime Minister Ja'far Hassan led a field cabinet session in Balqa to reinforce direct communication and oversee development projects. Good evening. His Majesty King Abdullah discussed with Iraqi President Abdul Latif Rashid ways to support regional de-escalation and end the war on Gaza. During the phone call, His Majesty emphasized the need for Arab coordination to stabilize the ceasefire between Iran and Israel and work actively with the international community to stop the war on Gaza. The king also warned of the dangerous repercussions of escalating tensions in the West Bank and Jerusalem for regional security and stability. Foreign Minister Ayman al-Safadi discussed with his Thai counterpart Maris Sangyampong efforts aimed at ending regional escalation and exploring ways to enhance bilateral relations. During the phone call, both sides affirmed the vital importance of maintaining the Iran-Israel ceasefire announced by U.S. President Donald Trump, urging strict adherence to the deal to avert catastrophic regional consequences. The two ministers further examined advancing progress towards a Gaza prisoner exchange agreement that would secure a complete ceasefire and guarantee sufficient passage of humanitarian aid into the besieged Strip. Safadi insisted on the immediate cessation of aggression on Gaza and the opening of all crossings to allow humanitarian support through UN channels to address the humanitarian crisis. Both foreign ministers stressed the need to expand cooperation across various fields and maintain engagement on shared priorities between their friendly nations. Prime Minister Ja'far Hassan chaired a cabinet meeting in Balqa as part of his ongoing provincial visits aimed at strengthening government presence and monitoring local projects. He stressed the importance of these institutional sessions, highlighted the government's efforts to reform local governance legislation, affirmed Jordan's neutrality in regional conflicts, and condemned the silence over civilian suffering in Gaza. The Prime Minister called for an urgent moral and diplomatic response to the violations happening in Gaza and emphasized that only a just and inclusive solution to the Palestinian cause can bring lasting peace.
The world has forgotten Gaza amid the current circumstances. Even though the number of innocent civilian casualties there in recent weeks has surpassed those of the Israeli-Iranian conflict and the clashes we've witnessed, despite how serious those are for the region's security. The Israeli occupation's brutality and extremism against our Palestinian brothers and sisters continues in the West Bank, in Gaza, in Jerusalem, and against its holy sites. This must come to an end. It must remain the core issue in the coming phase to protect our brothers and support the steadfastness and resilience of the Palestinian people on their land.
Following the Balqa meeting, Government Communication Minister Mohammed Momeni explained the government's direct engagement with local concerns through these provincial tours. He announced doubling university scholarships for teachers from 5% to 10% and the allocation of 1,039 land plots with 50% discounts to facilitate teacher housing, alongside settling all pending advances for teachers who applied for them by the end of this month. Momeni also praised the coordinated political, diplomatic and media efforts that protected Jordan's sovereignty and public safety during regional unrest. Over to Gaza, where Israeli strikes have killed 79 Palestinians and injured 289 others. The Gaza Health Ministry has confirmed that many victims remain trapped under rubble or in inaccessible areas. The total death toll since October of 2023 now stands at nearly 56,100, with more than 131,800 wounded. Furthermore, since May of 27th, aid distribution zones have seen 516 civilian deaths, 3,799 injuries, and 39 disappearances. In the last 2 days alone, 8 Palestinians were killed and dozens injured in Israeli strikes around Nsirat, Deir al-Balah, and Shuja'iyya, with rescue efforts underway and some victims still beneath rubble. Separately, Israel reported that 7 soldiers have been killed by an improvised explosive device, IED, in Khan Yunis, 2 injured by RPG fires, and another 3 killed plus 7 wounded in a separate ambush. In the West Bank, Israeli troops imposed a nighttime curfew on Ya'bad near Jenin today, following a military raid backed by reinforced units. And in Jerusalem, Israeli forces demolished hundreds of homes, shops, and business properties, marking a serious escalation of the security lockdown across the West Bank. Hamas media advisor Tahir al-Nunu confirmed that mediators from Egypt and Qatar have intensified discussions toward a multi-pronged deal. The negotiations aim to achieve a full and lasting ceasefire, complete Israeli withdrawal from Gaza, free and sustained humanitarian aid delivery, and a comprehensive exchange of prisoners and hostages. However, Hamas accused Israel of slowing the process. That was the news. Thank you for watching. Good night.